How's it going, everyone? It's Milwaukee coming back at you once again, and today we're going to be discussing Batgirl Knightfall Descends by Gail Simone, with art by Adrian Syaf and Ed Benes. Let's get into it. Batgirl goes to Black Canary for some additional training and to get her confidence back after the events of the first volume. Afterward, she goes up against a new villain named Grotesque, and she gets defeated. Grotesque gets away, but he hired a henchman that Barbara Gordon knew from the past, and when she realized who it was, she had a bit of a moment there, and she ultimately let the henchman go, and we'll have to see if that comes back to bite her. Batgirl ultimately ends up taking out Grotesque, and her roommate goes on a date. Now it's here where we have issue 9, Night of the Owls tie-in, which I covered back in my Night of the Owls review. Back in the action here, Batgirl goes up against the Disgraced, led by Knightfall. Batwoman gets involved and the stakes get raised. Then we get the origin for the New 52 Batgirl here in issue 0. Batgirl takes out Knightfall and learns her dark secret. What could it be? The volume ends with the death of the family sort of lead-in, where Batgirl's mother gets visited by thugs in clown masks. Some things I enjoyed about this volume are the tie-ins back to The Killing Joke. I mentioned earlier that, Batgirl ran into a henchman that she recognized, and it turns out that this henchman was originally hired back in the day by the Joker, and he was standing next to the Joker when the Joker shot and paralyzed Barbara Gordon, Batgirl. So now he's out of prison, he's looking for work, can't exactly get it as an ex-con, goes back into the work for hire, becomes a henchman for this villain named Grotesque, and he ultimately helps Batgirl take out Grotesque, sacrificing himself in the meantime, right? I thought it was all pretty well done. Didn't go back to The Killing Joke to look to see if the art matched up. I mean, it probably did, but who knows? But still, a nice little touch there. Best part of the book. We get the first official meeting here between Batgirl and Batwoman. Any interactions they had, I guess, pre-New 52, they're thrown out the window. They're meeting up for the first time here. And there was like a running gag throughout the book where Batgirl kept getting called, Batwoman. They would mistake her for Batwoman, and she would have to, correct them. It's Batgirl, right? Because, Batgirl, she's been off the scene for a while because of the whole wheelchair thing. So the two of them finally meeting here. They team up with a detective to take on the Disgrace, the Knightfall. It is what it is. I actually want to take back what I said about the whole Killing Joke tie-ins being the best part of the book, because the best part of the book was James Gordon Jr. That's right, he's back in this book, and he's going after Batgirl, but she doesn't realize it yet. The James Gordon Jr. was sort of like a subplot here in this book. He's dating, Barbara Gordon's roommate. He's setting up his plans. I don't know whether or not we're going to see him get to execute them, but I'm liking the setup here. It was his stories, his scenes that stole, the book. Just like back in Black Mirror, when Scott Snyder wrote him. He was the best part of that book. He was the best part of this book. This book, sort of follows that book. James Gordon Jr., he's broke out of Gotham. And no Gordons are safe. So we'll have to see where this goes in the future. The only real negatives I could say about the book were the villains were kind of weak. Grotesque. He sort of started off interesting, but he just unraveled to be not interesting. And the Disgraced, like a team of these superhuman metas or whatever, led by Knightfall, who they're just, cannon fodder. People for Batgirl and Batwoman and the detective to team up to take out. Knightfall had an interesting backstory. And her villainous, machinations here are pretty enjoyable to read. So I got to give her props at least. Who knows? Maybe she'll show up again. But yeah, overall, just a reason for Batgirl to punch stuff. So with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and give Batgirl Knightfall Descends a 4 out of 5. Pretty enjoyable book. Definitely check it out if you're at all interested in reading Batgirl. Next volume is going to be a Death of the Family tie-in. Looking forward to that. So until next time, I'll see you there.